this is when I knew that I would like this movie, when he FaceTimes his daughter and she says, "You hacked my fridge." He has a surveillance camera in his daughter's fridge and tells her what she should be eating while spying on her. I'm like, this man is not a good dad. He's committed to a psychotic degree, and he's clearly thinking like, oh, I should be spying on everyone. I'll make the world a better place. Like, no, this man is evil. Like, this man's crazy.
Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show, the madhouse for film freaks and film fans of all types. I'm your host, Brian Coddington, joined my fellow co-host and filmmaker, John Woolscroft.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I was actually just shopping on Amazon. Do you know that they have high-quality items at competitive prices?
They do?
Yeah.
I also hear they have drones that, certain people can operate.
It's the wave of the future, baby.
It is the wave of the future.
It's the future.
Future. Who is that? Who's that? Who's joining us today? Oh, it's just accomplished film writer Henry O'Brien. Hey, Henry, how's it going?
It's going good.
It's going good. Well, Henry's joining us remotely because, we couldn't do this in person because we have to fit with the whole Screenlife type deal because it's a total vibe for a movie we're covering this week, which is 2025's War of the Worlds.
Great movie or greatest movie?
I'd say greatest.
I would say painful. But before we get into the review, I just gotta tell y'all, folks, trying to do a little housekeeping this year. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcaster app of choice by going to cinemapsychoshow.com/follow. You can follow us. Just click the buttons there. That way you'll never miss an episode. And of course, if you are watching us here on YouTube, hey, thank you so much for that. Do me a favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and let us know in the comments, what did you think of War of the Worlds? With that out of the way, let's talk about this steaming pile of movie.
That's a little harsh. I think it's just a movie. It's not steaming or a pile. I think it's a great quality picture.
You think it's a great quality picture. We talked a little bit about this one during our 2025 year in review, wrap up type deal. Mm-hmm. And I got to be completely honest with you. I did not watch this then. I will pull back behind the curtain. John, I think you watched it.
Oh yeah.
And after we were done recording, I watched clips of it and just enough to know okay, what's the vibe of this fucking movie? But I didn't get a chance to watch it. So when I finally did sit down and watch it, because John, you had told me, hey, we got to do this movie. It's so terrible. You have no idea. I was like, all right, I'll sit down and watch it. And Henry, you had told me you really wanted to do this one.
Yes, I submitted you sent out a form to the members of the Pittsburgh Film Critics Association.
Yes.
I was very interested in doing that.
I think you specifically said in the form, yes, I really, 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 really want to do War of the Worlds.
Yes.
And I was like, well, if this guy really wants to.
I saw that one and I knew it was my chance because, quite honestly, since the movie came out last summer, this movie has been kind of circling in my head since then. Even though I have a crazy list of all the movies or 2025 releases that come out and stuff. It isn't dead last. It's a movie that is on every objective level, if you can call it that, bad. Subjectively, however, I have a lot of passion and joy related to this movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are you saying it's an awesomely bad?
It's kind of, because it's also deeply soulless. Because it is
without soul.
It is without a soul that has. For anyone that complains about product placement and whatnot, this is probably the biggest example of it, and we can get into the exact specifics of it.
We're gonna.
But it is for every conceivable way. It is a movie that is trying to take advantage of trends. It is trying to be a cheap exercise in a genre that has a lot of examples of being cheap exercises, but it is. For even without having a soul, I find there's something kind of reflective about War of the Worlds where it kind of shows 2025 and 2026. it is basically how life's like if aliens showed up in a way.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
about
have a
that.
lot of thoughts.
Yeah.
You got a lot of thoughts. Well, let me first, for those of us who have never seen this movie and never will, let me give you a little IMDb synopsis.
Yes.
A colossal invasion of Earth is coming in this off-kilter take on the legendary novel of the same name, filled with present-day themes of technology, government surveillance, and privacy.
Ooh.
By
I
the
love
way,
IMDb
yeah.
riffs like that because you could tell like there's some snark in that one.
Oh, extreme,
You know,
extremely. Someone had
Well,
fun with IMDb.
it's a little insane that how we've come full circle where once upon a time it was, they're going to start looking at us through our TVs and computers and phones, and they're going to listen to us, and we're like, that could never happen, that's just some Orwellian stuff. And then we found out it was happening, but we didn't think it was to that big of a deal. Then then you even say something out loud and you get a Facebook ad for it, but we're all addicted to these machines that we just kind of accept it. But now it's even gotten to the point where the people that are monitoring us, that we were warned about, are now the heroes in movies. How did that happen?
I have so many thoughts on Ice Cube in this film. I do not see him as any hero in any sense of
No.
the word. I see him as more of a villain
He's a monster.
than the aliens.
In the first 5 minutes of the movie,
Yes.
this is when I knew that I would like this movie and think about this movie a lot. When he FaceTimes his daughter and she says, "You hacked my fridge."
Yes.
And he has a surveillance camera in his daughter's fridge and tells her what she should be eating while spying on her. I'm like, this man is not a good dad. He's committed to a psychotic degree, and he's clearly thinking like, oh, I should be spying on everyone. I'll make the world a better place. Like, no, this man is evil. Like, this man's crazy.
Yeah. He is in essence the worst person in this movie. And the whole point that I'm supposed to then like give a shit when like aliens start I'm like, the aliens are probably doing us a favor. Like, that's the way I looked at it. I'm like, they're probably doing us a favor because they're like, hey, thanks for collecting all this data. I'm going to eat it. Like, I mean, the premise is ridiculous, but the fact that like what have they done wrong? They just showed up.
Yeah.
They're not the ones spying on us.
They are invading, in fairness.
Are they, though?
Kind of. They do start shooting lasers and stuff, but you don't see that. You don't really see them doing much stuff.
Well, because
you just
cannot
see Cube react.
You can't get a webcam
Kinda.
on a battlefield, okay? You can't get that, and plus, it doesn't even talk about the fact that, like, there's not stock footage of that we can show either.
Well, this was a pandemic movie, wasn't it?
This was. So I'm glad you brought that up. So there's a little bit behind the scenes on this one. So yes, this was filmed during the COVID times, and it was produced by everyone's favorite weird Russian producer, Timur, and I'm gonna butcher this man's last name, Bekmambetov.
Bekmambetov, I think is.
Bekmambetov.
I think that's right.
He's the filmmaker behind Wanted and Abraham Lincoln Vampire Killer.
And Mercy. Don't forget about Mercy.
Oh, that's right.
Why not? Everybody else
you
did.
wrote about it, didn't you?
Yes, I did write about Mercy.
You did write about Mercy.
And it kind of has a spiritual connection to War of the Worlds because most of the movie is just Chris Pratt sitting at a chair, like Ice Cube sitting at a chair. It has maybe a little more camera movement and has a standard action sequence, but I find that movie to be far more evil than War of the Worlds spiritually.
So basically, Timur was like, you know what I discovered when making the War of the Worlds? That I don't need to have any camera movement and just put the actors in a chair, and I'm good.
Well, it's been part of his thing he's been kind of the pioneer of the Screenlife genre, if you want to call it that, because he was a producer on Unfriended way back.
Okay.
When. And that kind of sent him down the rabbit hole of like, this is the future. And he's produced Searching, Missing, And then he made War of the Worlds. He just directed, or he produced War of the Worlds, and he just directed Mercy. So it's kind of been his oeuvre the past decade or so.
What I've got a question for Henry. You're our guest, so I'll start with you. But then, John, I want your thoughts. What do you think of this whole Screenlife bullshit?
No, I don't. I don't care for it. Unfriended is fun. I enjoy it because it has like it's definable by an era. It's like you can see Skype in it and whatnot. Now, but War of the Worlds and others like it, it's like on Microsoft Teams or Zoom.
Yeah.
It does not lack that flavor because at least Skype is like part of a cultural memory.
Mhm.
Like Skype was a very 2010s thing. It is part of a time when like I guess millennials are coming up into the workforce and whatnot. But this has just no character to it. Or maybe it will in 10 years. Like we'll be like, Microsoft Teams and AI. Remember that time? Look upon it fondly.
Yeah, John. What about you? What do you think of Screenlife?
Things like this is just a scam movie. Because
I was waiting for you to say either one scam movie or your favorite phrase, hack fraud.
but when you have a budget like this and this type of talent, like it's just what's the easiest thing we can make to sell Amazon accounts, and subscriptions. Like what was it you said, Unfriended? Like that movie seemed like, okay, this is like a micro budget, like a bunch of people getting together the same way they made Night of Living Dead or Saw. It's like, what can we do to keep the money down? Oh, we can keep it in a very like small location, what have you, or Evil Dead. But this, they're just doing it because it's easy, and easy equals a lot of product placement time. So
I
it's
can
disgusting.
see that. I can see that. I mean, it is worth noting, like, one, this was not an Amazon production. This was a Universal Pictures
It still was
production.
distributed by Universal. You have the Universal logo.
Well, yeah, and that was my surprise when I played the film, and I'm like, oh, Universal, like the grown-up studio. Like, that's what I'm like. The grown-up one of the big guys.
They'd release Jaws, for God's sake.
Yeah. but like this was originally intended to be shown in theaters. And of course, I'm imagining Universal saw the final product and said, yeah, no, this is bad. But like my thoughts on it were, and this is kind of what I think the filmmakers like behind it thought of, oh, well, War of the Worlds, was originally a radio thing, right? Like people were consuming it over radio because that's what they had. And so, hey, how are people consuming media now? It's, they're doing it over, technology and the internet and doing it through Skype and through Zoom. So like, I get their thesis,
it's an interesting thought,
so to speak. I think the execution is lacking, because had they done something where maybe it was an interactive thing, like I can imagine if we're gonna do this over a website and you give people a link, and it's not a movie, it is more of a interactive experience, that I think could be interesting and play more to this whole idea behind making it Screenlife. I think it's more along the lines of, like, as you said, John, what's the lowest bar for a film to be made, with actors who are just zooming in and that's it, and here's what we got. I think honestly it's going to be an interesting time when we get way past the 2020 and start to really look at films that came out at this time and media at this time, because I think this is like the last one of these that I can think of where, hey, we were filming it in the midst of the pandemic and this is how we were able to make media.
It's interesting though, because again, there is this very fascinating interview on YouTube from I forget the channel, with one of the producers on the film. I think it was not Timur, it was Patrick Aiello. And he goes for like 25 minutes on the production history, the story history, and it's kind of this experiment in deluding oneself,
Yes.
Because he's like, well, Universal really liked it, thought it was an interesting idea, and I get the idea of being like, oh, it's just adapting to a new time. That's right on. That's
Yeah.
totally fine.
Yeah.
But he insists that Universal liked the end product,
Bullshit.
and yeah, total bullshit.
Bullshit.
But calmly said, "Hey, we don't think this is going to work in theaters," which, like, no shit. And they start marketing it out to streamers, and without even having, again, and we can get into more of this, but Amazon didn't even, like, they just saw that there was Amazon product placement. They're like, "Oh, you're saying we're the future of delivery?"
Not even that, Henry. They had a whole character played by Roderick from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Yeah, Roderick is in this. I only know that because I have children. Okay. But yes, Roderick's fucking in this as an Amazon delivery driver. So they're going like, yeah, that's basically a commercial. And he saves the day.
Yeah. Amazon saves the day. And that's not even like with it, because when I first watched it, I was like, oh, this clearly Amazon added this in. There's no way they just thought of this.
They built it with that.
They built it with that. And I'm like, Amazon must be like, oh my gosh, yes, perfect. I mean,
I think the only way it would have been better is if they named that character Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos' giant penis. That's my full name.
Well, there's a meme where he sends a picture of a giant hot dog, and that's baby daddy. So yeah, I guarantee you, Jeff Bezos is like, can we name him Jeff?
Yeah.
And like make him a bald, menacing, like discount Lex Luthor character. Can we just do that?
Wish.com Lex Luthor.
Wish.com Lex Luthor. I call him like, bargain bin Lex Luthor.
Very bargain bin.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the production of this is bonkers. They only filmed it in 15 days.
Yeah, it took, and
that
like
tracks.
what, it was like post production was like 2.5 years or something like that. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, because the special effects, but like this is
what special effects?
Fair enough.
The PlayStation 2 graphics.
Hey man, PlayStation. Hey, there's like the nostalgia counts of PS1 and PS2 on like my TikTok,
but that doesn't work for a major film. Like, there's a difference. There is a difference between what works on TikTok as a fucking meme and what works in a movie. And this movie tries to like say, hey, yeah, let's just go balls in on showing you ridiculous meme shit.
Well, it's. They do that shaky cam stuff and like the sunspots, and yeah, you only see it for a second to kind of hide how shitty the effects are.
Oh, well, do we want to dive into a little bit of the plot of this thing?
Desperately.
So we mentioned a little bit about this. I don't know how much of a plot summary we're going to get here. But basically the film opens up with everyone's favorite yelling actor, Ice Cube.
Sir Ice Cube.
Sir Ice Cube. Yes.
Government employee.
Government employee. Also basically doing a discount version of the captain from 21 Jump Street.
Kind of.
I mean, he's kind of playing the captain. Like, I imagine, like, what would happen if the captain from 21 Jump Street got laid off and the only job he could get was working as a surveillance person for the Department of Homeland Security? That is exactly what happened here.
Well, and apparently don't worry, you won't be watched on the weekends because apparently nobody works at the Homeland Security NSA department on Sundays.
That's insane. There's such nonsense. I was like, why do you have to add that in?
Because we have to explain why there's no one there. Why he's the only person there. You couldn't just say
figure out his poop schedules.
Yeah.
And that's when you can commit all these crimes because he can't watch. He's taking a dump.
But yeah. Anyway, Ice Cube plays William Radford, who is an analyst, creepy guy in a chair, whose job literally is to just spy on people through every means. And like, if you were wondering, like, how bad can it be? He's spying on everything from police. He's spying on people just walking down the street with just talking. He's spying on entire buildings. He's spying on spy planes. He's spying on the military. He's spying on his kids. And yes, as Henry mentioned earlier, the refrigerator.
You hacked my fridge.
You hacked my fridge.
It's the best line.
I love the fact that he has like on his daughter Faith, because he did this whole like, you know, threat analysis on every person, and she's unknown. She's big red, unknown threat. So it's like, let me get this straight. You're not sure if your daughter's a threat to the country?
Wait, she just put cottage cheese on spaghetti.
She got avocado toast.
That's
Boom.
90% now.
That's a DEF CON.
You're a terrorist for that.
Yeah. But yeah, his kids hate his guts because he's basically like wrapped himself up in his job of spying on every person in the globe. And yeah, his kids are Faith, and his son is David, who surprisingly enough is I'm spoiling this right now, I don't give a shit, is also a hacker.
Yes. He's Disruptor.
They spent a whole 2 minutes coming up with that one.
They really did.
They probably watched. My theory is that they watched Glass Onion, Ryan Johnson's Knives Out movie, because that whole movie is about Edward Norton's a disruptor, and they probably thought, disruptor, that's in the culture and consciousness right now. Let's make a hacker name for that. So I think they probably watched Glass Onion drunk and came up.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. But yes, his son Dave is secretly the hacker disruptor that he spends the first like 5 minutes trying to find, to the point where he's like, I'm gonna get a warrant for you FBI to go in and murder this person. And hey, look at that, quickly got the warrant. And it isn't until like
That's
halfway
disturbing
through
too.
that is just, well, the warrant isn't even fucking signed.
Yeah, no, it's not signed at all. It is you kind of see the 3/4 of the PDF, but you don't see it signed anywhere.
It's not signed.
Yeah.
So this. Yeah, go ahead.
In the first 15 minutes, and I was clocking it the second time I watched it. The aliens don't.
You watched it twice?
Yeah. Oh yes, I've seen it twice.
Brian, so we had to rewatch it.
Oh, that's right. You guys watched it already once. I only watched it one time because that was all I could do.
The aliens show up about between the 15 and 20 minute mark. But in the first 15 minutes, there is the raid. There are multiple FaceTimes with the kids. Where at minute 10, he hacks his daughter's text to realize he's a bad father and is not there because of their mother's death.
He's not invited to the baby shower.
He's got a dead wife. That's important. He's got a dead wife.
There's Disruptor because of the surveillance industrial complex. And that's also right after when he was FaceTiming his son, and his son like called himself a tech visionary in a pre-funding phase.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, but you live in the house.
You live in the house, dude. So this is all happening within the 15 minutes. And there's the weird, and also one of the first things we see is Eva Longoria being like, hey, look at these storms, and there's lightning flashing everywhere. So there's
look at this stock B-roll of storms.
He's like, I'm not a stormyologist. What are you showing me this for?
So much is happening in this already. So many ideas are being presented to like that are so half-assed, and the whole movie feels half-assed. Then the aliens show up at minute 20. And it feels like you're like, why are we adding this? There's already too much stupid shit happening.
Well, I mean, on top of that, Henry, look at all of the cameos that we're getting in this. So like, one, Ice Cube, you might be saying, well, hey, he's the top dog in this thing. Nuh-uh. Eva Longoria as NASA worker. Who's obsessed with the fucking weather.
Yes.
Clark Craig, Coulson. He plays Donald Briggs, the bad guy, who's
we don't
basically
know that at first.
Oh, well, I mean, he kind of comes on.
He comes on like, I'm gonna be working out. This got to be clean and
he shows up in a workout outfit, being like, "Yeah, the raid's approved."
Yeah, raid's approved, brah.
Yeah. He's sweating fully when we first see him. And also, when the aliens first invade, we see the Secretary of Defense on the golf course.
Secretary of Defense is on the golf course. Michael O'Neill. It's full of a bunch of character actors. Like, that's what this is.
Like, actors I like. too.
Like actors, you're like, hey, I've seen that person from somewhere.
Yeah.
Like even the FBI agent, who is Andrea Savage, I've seen her in stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember you.
Yeah.
And that's it. But yeah, this movie gives us like just a mishmash of stuff happening in, yes, those first 15 minutes. But then on top of that, and I don't know about you guys, but this is driving me crazy, but all of the moving around the fucking screen was giving me a literal headache.
It is a little head. It's like spam. It very much takes on a spam quality.
Yeah.
It's like that old time when you clicked on something you shouldn't, you got all those pop-up windows over and over and over and over. But
I was waiting for a pop-up of porn to pop up. Like I was waiting for like
Clippy.
Clippy.
Do you need some help? Yeah. But Brian, they have to do it because otherwise it's just a guy sitting there in a chair, right? So you got to have the screen go by like really quickly.
Loud noises, a lot of talking, pop-up windows, loud music. I don't think they also finished like the sound mixing in this.
I mean,
it is so out of whack. There's dialogue and music on tracks like
there's
at varying volumes. It is a mess.
There's a lot of things out of whack in this movie. I mean, there's seriously a lot of things. But yes, let's get to the invasion. So yeah, giant meteors start raining down all hell. And leave it to Will's NASA buddy / love interest / we're not sure. Like, I love how this movie like tries to say like, hey, yeah, he's got a hot friend who works at NASA. Oh, look at that. It's Ava Longoria. And
that dog.
Director of Flamin' Hot.
Yeah. Director of Flamin' Hot at NASA. But yeah, she tries to like go and like open up these meteors because there's apparently a crack in them, and outshoots the I gotta call it PlayStation 2 level tripods.
Okay. Do we want to talk about their plan?
Yes. What is their plan, John?
They want to take the data.
It is the Connor O'Malley video of the pipe rock theory, where it's the rocks are fake and it's like they're trying to steal the energy, and therefore we get tired. That's basically the aliens' plan.
But why do they need the data?
And what data? Because we see at one point like Facebook pages disappearing. I'm like, that's what they want. They want Aunt Nana's fucking Facebook page.
They want your nudes that you sent.
They want the 90 Russian bots that swayed the 2016 election. They have so much political power.
They just thought they're like, hey, this one world has a lot of data, and to us, data is like ice cream. So let's go out for ice cream at Earth and eat all of their data.
And it disappears. Sorry, but it disappears like you're drinking something out of a straw. Like, Cube's on his dead wife's Facebook page, and like pictures just start like disappearing, and text starts. It doesn't just go away instantly like it would if the data was lost. Like, no, it's like they're sucking it up out of a digital straw.
Yeah. All of the War of the Worlds adaptions have had this sort of problem where the Spielberg one ends very traditional to the H.G. Wells book, where it's bacteria that kills the aliens, and a lot of people will be like, how do you end it that way? The 50s one ends with a much more standard, like, we use the military to win. So I get the challenge of trying to adapt it, but my God, just trying to get like viruses to destroy it, or because they're stealing the data and energy, it's a hard thing to adapt, I get, but like this is such a misfire.
I guess for me it is just a matter of, are you gonna say we're the only planet that has data that the aliens like? Like I get the reason why they did it. They did it because, like, okay, the whole movie's about fucking surveillance and stealing people's data and mining their data and doing all this shit. It's like, well, what if there was an alien that fed off of all that? Okay, that's cool. I would say you make a different movie then. You don't call it War of the Worlds. Like, this is a common thing. Like, I mean, I mentioned this during our Dracula episode where I'm like, I don't have a problem so much with the plot, even though I do have issues with plot. It's more the fact that you wrapped it in this Dracula, base of this wrapping paper that's Dracula. And the same thing with here. It's like you're taking what I would say is a different movie and wrapping it in War of the Worlds to the point where I think the movie forgot it was making an adaptation of War of the Worlds,
Right.
like halfway through.
The first 20 minutes do not indicate whatsoever that this is a War of the Worlds. Not at all. Like it is.
I thought I had the wrong movie.
Yeah, it's a surveillance comedy or something like that. It's bizarre. Then again, the aliens show up out of nowhere. It is so bizarre because at least with the Spielberg War of the Worlds and the 50s War of the Worlds, you kind of got the impression there were aliens coming and that it's going to be about an alien invasion. And there's obviously themes and all that with it. This is a surveillance movie, as you said, Brian, just wrapped in War of the Worlds for whatever reason. And how they justify bringing the two together through the Clark Gregg character in the third act is some of the most like either using ChatGPT or snorting an insane amount of cocaine while using ChatGPT to figure out.
It was both.
Yes, to figure out how to connect this.
John, how many bumps of cocaine do you think these writers did?
Bumps is not the correct word. I think a more Scarface level, just all over the desk.
Yeah.
However much cocaine Dan Aykroyd needed to write Ghostbusters 2.
Well, or when Dan Aykroyd was figuring out that aliens don't want to come to Earth because of 9/11.
Because of 9/11, I don't think we'll ever have a relationship with an alien species.
Particularly after 9/11.
Well, one of the things to note here is that while the data-eating aliens are content to eat just Facebook posts and, your uncle's racist posts on Twitter, they really, fuck, whatever, Twitter X, whatever we're calling it this week.
It's Twitter.
But what they really want is the secret government program Goliath.
Another
giant.
ChatGPT.
Well, what I found hilarious about this is I'm like, wait a minute. So Goliath is literally the same plot point from Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's Project Insight. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. It's just a stand-in for a government mass surveillance project.
Government mass surveillance that predicts and kills people. Like
Correct.
I'm like, okay, so it's Insight. It's
Yeah.
and it's like you've got the Marvel guy, Clark Gregg here, Coulson, who's the bad guy behind it. And apparently the aliens want that because that if we're talking like Data's ice cream, Goliath is like the giant ice cream sundae.
It's that thing from the 90s that it looked like a sandwich, that ice cream that only rich people ever ate.
I know which one you're talking about. Oh my god. You're talking about the fancy ice cream.
Yeah, I only ever saw it on commercials. I never knew anybody that ever bought it.
Well, it was never available to us. We were poor people. Okay?
Yeah.
Except for Henry. He might have had the fancy ice cream.
Fancy ice cream.
You didn't have the fancy ice cream? Okay.
No.
But anyway, I looked at it as that is the if you remember from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the giant pig ice cream that Napoleon has to eat. That is what Goliath is.
Ziggy
Piggy. But this also is what kind of reveals to Ice Cube that his son Dave is Disruptor, and together Dave and his
it's you.
It's you.
He spends
hell no.
30 seconds on basically editing software, just changing some EQ and pitch, and goes, shit, that's my kid. I guess I should have done that from the outset.
I could have done that for years because I was trying. He said how he was trying to find Disruptor for years, and now he's finally got him. It's like you couldn't use EQ to do that.
Meanwhile, it's kids
that's step one.
18. I mean, I know that there are geniuses, savants out there and stuff. But
he's a tech visionary. Didn't you know that?
In the pre-funding phase.
In the pre.
So if he's been doing this for 10 years, and he's been doing it since he was 8, I'm Disruptor. I'm Disruptor.
I'm gonna eat my chicky nuggies and hack the FBI.
Another thing they don't really touch on at all, but they do as a throwaway, the daughter as well is also supposed to be really smart.
She has he's a biochemist who's got data cancer.
Yes, it was cannibal. This is from an article that showed up on that I think the dad was looking at or whatever. It's cannibal code reprograms DNA to attack sick cells. Sick cells. Yes, this is a real headline from a newspaper that is shown for a brief second. So these kids are supposed to be savants. They never really, except from the planning at the end when they're trying to stop the aliens, there's no ever these kids are just as smart as the dad or anything.
Henry, you're a journalist. You look at that headline. What are problems with that headline?
Well, sick cells? I have questions.
Sick cells.
It should be icky cells.
This headline reads as something was you ask a Google Gemini or ChatGPT to write an SEO friendly headline that'll be under 90 characters or whatever. That's what I read it as, but it's on a print newspaper, which again, I have so many questions.
There's so many.
What is this newspaper? Why is this the front page of it exactly?
Well, if on page 5 of that newspaper, it talks about how Disruptor is flooded the FBI with chicken nuggies.
Yes.
Dino nuggies.
Yes, of course. But yeah, so Goliath is the main thing that the aliens really want. And guess where Goliath is located at? In the basement of Ice Cube's office building that he can't leave.
He can't leave. He has his coffee that he spills many times. It probably smells like coffee now.
Whole place smells like coffee.
So does that room have a toilet, or does Cube just have?
It's locked down. Everything's locked down. He's gonna be shitting in buckets. He's gonna go over to Jan's cubicle, who's got a little trash basket. He's gonna be shitting in Jan's trash basket.
Sorry, Jan.
That whole alien apocalypse thing that was happening. I had to go really bad. I had 5 cups of coffee trying to find Disruptor and find out it was my son. I had to shit my pants. So I shit in your trash bin.
Last night I ate 14 pounds of falafel.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did it.
It's also worth noting, we haven't really talked too much about this, that while all this is going on, there are individual calamities occurring that have nothing to do at all with the main plot. So Faith gets her leg impaled by metal somehow, shrapnel or shit.
I think something falls on her.
Okay. And Ice Cube takes control of a Tesla and remotely powers the Tesla to get his daughter to the hospital, or not even the hospital, just some sort of field office.
Which we don't need to say this, but I'm just going to say it. Self-driving cars are not a real thing.
Well, they were real in Pittsburgh.
They were then.
Yeah.
Before they killed people.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're not. It's not. Yeah, these cars running over mailboxes and hitting people and shit, and going into restaurant windows and shit.
I look
it's
at
all
this
a
way.
scam from guys
I look at it this way: self-driving cars that are good can exist in a capitalist system.
Yeah.
Because they just can't. They just cannot exist as well in a capitalist system, because someone's going to cut corners to save money, and guess what's going to happen? Self-driving cars are going to kill somebody.
It'd be a self-driving gas truck that runs off the road. And
yes.
Explosion that kills 40 people and ends up becoming a true crime, a 6-part true crime.
Or my personal favorite would be, well, your subscription to the Tesla self-driving car doesn't pay for auto stop.
Yeah, right. It doesn't pay for auto stop.
That's the legend level of your subscription.
You got to get self-driving Tesla Plus or whatever.
Tesla Plus. That has the safety features.
Yeah.
See, we should have had a Cube I need to hack Johnny Cab. Welcome to Johnny Cab.
Welcome to Johnny Cab. And then starts talking like Ice Cube.
Oh dear God.
Just spins around. Hey, Faith, you're going to be okay. Welcome to Johnny Cab. Hope you enjoy the ride. Huh?
By the way, you need to get more protein. Not now, Dad.
Not now, Dad. I'm bleeding through my leg, and there's fucking aliens all over the place. All right, so while this is all going on, they come up with a plan. And this is after, like, Faith is safe from her, because her boyfriend, as I said, played by Roderick from Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick rules. He somehow makes it to Faith and patches her up with like duct tape
Yes.
that he has from the Amazon
packing
cart.
tape.
Amazon packing tape.
Yes.
Packing tape courtesy of Amazon.
Yeah.
With a giant Amazon sign behind him. And they decide they're going to come up with a plan to stop the aliens using
The
the
cannibal.
cannibal code.
Yeah.
It's
right
just
after
put words together. Yeah.
It's right after Clark Gregg's character also reveals that we are going to use the aliens to keep Americans safe.
Oh, yes, that's right. How could I forget that?
The big twist.
Yes, he joined because Will joins Disruptor, his son, but this is after the government fires him essentially on the spot for being like, this is wrong. This alien technology is evil. But Clark Gregg's like, no, we must use this so we can keep all Americans safe because the world's coming to an end.
No, it's America.
I'd be like, come on, Coulson, you know better than that.
It's lazy. It's like watching Mission Impossible, like Dead Reckoning, like Part 1 or whatever.
Didn't even see it.
Yeah, it is the character that like the head of like the CIA or whatever.
He's IMF.
The IMF, yeah. We have to keep Americans safe, so we have to get this AI program. It's basically that in World of the Worlds, but so much lazier and so much more like less thought out.
It's Skynet.
It's Skynet.
It's Skynet. It is Skynet, and they just don't want to admit it.
Yeah. I mean, it's lazy writing because they got nothing else. And I mean, I don't think the writing was a concern. I don't think they were like, well, let's like really try to hit the home of the writing.
That's the thing. The first 30 minutes of this movie are so bad, but like in a hilarious way. Like there's the scene where the kid's running and it has the horn blaring and it zooms in on the son's face. Like that's like tremendous filmmaking. 10 out of 10, no notes.
10 out of 10.
But when in the last 30 minutes, it becomes a little boring and it becomes just like they are struggling to bring this all together. And that's when you can really tell, like, this is so bad. This is so poorly executed. This is not thought out. This is extremely lazy. And they just don't know what they're doing. Like, again, the first 30 minutes, you can really say, like, this is so bad, it's good. The last 30 minutes of it is a total bore. Except for the homeless man, who we can talk about him as well.
I forgot the homeless man.
This is
I think we need to mention this because
John.
This is the most frightening commentary on where we are as a country that I've ever seen. Because this isn't even supposed to be satirical.
No?
This isn't even supposed to be cynical. It's just people will risk their lives in an alien invasion for $1,000 Amazon gift card. That is the most important thing on this earth. Forget wars in the future being about water or no, it's going to be about Amazon gift cards.
Yeah.
People, we
You
are
can
the great
pay
Amazon
for,
gift card battlers.
Listen, John. You can pay for a lot of penis enlarging pills and pumps with that $1,000 Amazon gift card, okay?
And a new loofah.
Got to be clean.
Oh, and and some baby carrots because I'm making a stew later. After all those penis enlargement pills, I'm gonna sprinkle them into the stew.
Got to make it taste good.
Covered in the loofah and just it's good.
I must say, the homeless man part, basically risking his life for $1,000 Amazon gift card. It is a strange thing because this movie came out end of July. There was a movie also in July last year that came out that touched on AI and homeless people, and that's Ari Aster's Eddington, which and forgive me for this, it's an insane comparison, but I mean, that film is clearly like reflecting on 2020 and is trying to be a mirror for we treat the unhoused as like non-people that should deserve to be shot by the police. And this is all pointless, like we're pointlessly moving on to just AI data centers. That's why it starts with a homeless man in front of an AI data center. It ends with the homeless man then gets killed, and the movie ends on an AI data center being fully developed. The War of the Worlds has a lot of that as well. It's just it has no satirical thing in mind. So it's basically like unconsciously reflecting how America views Amazon as this glorious thing that's going to control all our lives. Homeless people are only are non-people until they are absolutely needed, and their humanity is recognized by an Amazon gift card. So it's almost like Eddington again is a conscious satire. War of the Worlds is completely unconscious, which makes it as interesting because like the filmmakers clearly aren't thinking this through, and someone must have had the insanity of like, we can make a homeless man look like a person by letting him save the world. But it is so dehumanizing. It is so horrifying. So it is, as I said earlier, it is this perfect reflection of our time where we don't see homeless people as people. AI data centers are our future, controlled by companies like Amazon, which will be the only, I guess, currency. So it's interesting in that sense. It's just, again, all of it's not intentional.
No, I mean, that scene, I completely forgot about it, but yeah, that scene, I'm like, there's so many questions there. I'm like, one, how does that homeless person even have access to get onto Amazon if they don't even have a home?
Yeah.
Let alone, how does Roderick have the ability to load up $1,000 Amazon gift card on the fucking spot?
Yeah.
Like how does he do? You have to have money to put into the Amazon gift card. It's not like your Amazon gift card comes loaded up with $1,000 and yeah, you're good. It's like, nah, dude, like you have to load that shit up.
Well, see, I don't know this. I could look it up, but I just have this sneaking suspicion that the highest Amazon gift card you can buy somebody is $1,000. Because why not say $5,000 or $10,000? But
or $1 million.
They probably looked it up and went, oh, apparently, like the least you could put on is $10, and the most you could put on is $1,000. Because I think one time I saw Taco Bell had a gift card that you could put up to $500 on. I'm like, that would feed someone for a year at Taco Bell. $500.
A lot of gorditas, man.
Yeah. I'm on a message boards trying to figure out this answer. I'm seeing an answer $2,000 is maybe the most as an gift card.
2,000.
So that's why they should have said two. Yeah.
Homeless man could have got $2,000.
Yeah. There's no limit to gift cards as well, but 1,000 makes it like it's also deeply cruel, because it is like you could, as you said, Brian, it could have been $1 million, but no, since
$1 million,
they're making it like, oh, he's desperate, so they're only going to give him 1,000. Like, it's deeply cruel to this like character who does not get any dialogue and is basically confused and frenzied aside from the alien invasion. So that's when the movie's like I was laughing when I first saw it, but when you think about it for more than 5 or 10 seconds, you realize like this is so not thought of at all that it becomes dehumanizing. It is.
Well, I mean,
deeply
let's be honest here. This movie is more or less a capitalist hellscape. Film.
It reflects our capitalist hellscape.
Every piece of I was looking at this and one of the criticisms that comes up all the time with this particular film is the amount of product placement. But I don't think people understand, like, that's not a bug. That's a feature.
I mean,
that's the movie itself. Like, one, you've got Windows, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Amazon, Tesla, every single piece of product fucking placement to sell you shit is in here.
Yeah. On a website that's like you can buy anything.
Yeah.
And that's not new.
No,
it's like you could have any beer you want as long as it's a Corona, or Peter Parker shooting a Dr. Pepper can with his webs, or James Bond saying, I don't want a vodka martini, I want a Heineken, but to actively put these things as plot points in your movie, that's where it becomes a problem.
And as well, like product placement, because we all want to think of ourselves as like the clip of David Lynch saying product placement is bullshit, but it's a reality of modern Hollywood. So there
That's
are
how
a
you
lot
make
of,
movies.
yeah, it's how you make movies. It's how you get funding. So like there are a lot of movies that do it. Like Greta Gerwig's Barbie has plenty of product placement.
Yep.
I don't have a problem with it because it also kind of flips a little bit of that product placement on its head.
Yes.
And but this movie again, I think you put it well, Brian. It's a capitalist hellscape movie. They're doing this probably to like make money and like it's part of the economic realities of making a movie like this. But it is so again not thought of at all. It's so clear and naked. Why people had such a problem with it is how naked it was, which is again, it's a feature. It's not a bug. And that's why, again, I liked revisiting this movie because of how nakedly it's trying to be a commercial for you.
Yeah.
And it makes it a perfect reflection of our time because just watch the Super Bowl. Like if you watch the Super Bowl, it's all a bunch of AI ads from a few tech companies.
I didn't watch the Super Bowl, so I didn't even know. I
yeah.
just heard of that it was all AI bullshit.
It's all AI crap and nostalgia. And that's why this is an interesting object because, again, it is nakedly trying to be a product placement movie on a streamer that rules the world. So it's capturing hell, but it's not trying to. It just comes to it naturally, which makes it's bad, evil, and soulless. But it's far more interesting than movies that are trying to be like, we are tackling themes and trauma.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
well, Henry, you're kind of hitting on that. And Brian, to what you said, be a capitalist hellscape. You know who didn't realize that, though? The people making the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cube's the hero and the NSA is the greatest thing ever because it keeps us safe. And all we need in this world is $1,000 Amazon gift cards and we wouldn't have war.
Yeah.
You know,
that's why I think it's because these people who made the film, they are either at worst complacent with how things are.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't say at worst they're complacent. I would say at best they're complacent. At worst, they actively are okay with pushing this shit onto us.
True.
And think that people, by and large, audiences are not smart enough to read between the lines. I am smart enough. I think all three of us are smart enough to read between the lines. Be like, guess what? You're speaking about some other things here that are not good.
That's where the movie fails. And it's where the movie fails, where it's like it's so bad it's good kind of film.
Mm-hmm.
And you think, and again, it naturally comes to being a capitalist hellscape movie, but it is so, with it being so just clear in its intention of just being soulless and a commercial, that's where it doesn't get over the line of being it's so bad it's good. Like there are plenty of horrible movies out there that I love, even though it's like a half a star with a heart on Letterboxd, for example. I kind of gave that to War of the Worlds, but it doesn't reach the mark of being so bad it's good because of how much of an advertisement it eventually is. It just does not reach that point where it's like this is an interesting object to talk about as a piece of art, but it is so soulless that it does not get over that hump to being something that I'd put over movies again. Like a good example of this is Bring Her Back. I despise that movie. A lot of people liked it because it tries to talk. Yeah.
You despise Bring Her Back?
I despise Bring Her Back because it is boldly declaring how much like trauma interweaves between different people and whatnot. And it is forcing that down your throat. And it's coming to that artificially in my mind. War of the Worlds, again, naturally is this deeply evil thing. And I kind of find that over time, I've realized I kind of find the movies that naturally come to something that are something. Like War of the Worlds is just naturally a commercial. More interesting than something like Bring Her Back that is, again, artificially forcing you to think about trauma in this very bland way, very simplistic way. I would say Bring Her Back's a better movie.
I would disagree with a lot of that. But I mean, hey, it's opinions.
No,
everyone's got one.
I get it. It's not like, and this is not the most well-formed thought. Again, I'd pick Bring Her Back as a better movie, and I'd rank it above War of the Worlds. But as a movie that I think about more and how it is reflective of our time, I would think War of the Worlds is more
I could
interesting
see
in that
that.
regard.
I could see that.
But that becomes a silly question of like best versus favorites, and that's just a conversation that's so tired and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, I did want to close out this episode one because we didn't even talk about how they got the cannibal code via flash drive.
Yes.
Well, by a drone.
Well, yes, that's right. The drone operated by Roderick, Amazon driver extraordinaire and drone operator in his spare times, is able to fly in a modified cannibal code to Ice Cube, and drop it off to him. And then in the bunker, Will is able to put the flash drive into Goliath and shuts down the system. And yeah, he effectively poisons the ice cream sundae.
Yes.
That is their data.
Yes. And it has Ice Cube like crawling in a hallway.
Yeah. And we totally think he dies.
You think he dies, he doesn't. It's so and you just cannot tell. It's incoherent visually. You can't really see what is going on. It is there's so much noise happening. It's all kind of just, again, the sound mixing is a mess in this movie. You can't coherently understand what is supposed to be happening, who is supposed to be speaking, what is the point of emphasis on this, like in this audio. So it's just a total mess. And why it's, again, I just think this movie fails, and it's my least favorite movie. 2025.
Well, the ending epilogue is great because not only is Will alive, but he is now no longer
watching.
He's no longer watching. He's watching the Watchers. And
who polices the police?
Yeah,
watching the Watchmen. This is the great example of our time.
Totally is. And then Faith is credited for her leadership in creating the virus that kills the aliens. And Sandra gets into a leadership role at NASA because, of course, hot NASA lady has to become leader. And
Cube's wife comes back to life.
Yes.
Hey, kids! I bet you thought that I was dead.
That would be the best ending. Hey, kids!
Look, my dead wife is back alive.
The like basically like the awards in honor of valor or whatever at the end of the film, it's honestly sillier than the Mars Attacks ending.
It is.
The Sombrero Army give or like the Sombrero or like Mexican band and like the first daughter gives an award out to the guy who stops. Yeah. That's like more realistic than this.
That's still a better movie that I would watch. I would watch Mars Attacks and Heartbeat. But that's War of the Worlds. You guys want to get to some reviews?
Oh, I actually do have one more. I have one more.
What's your more thought?
So the texting language in this Hollywood has not figured, and I've seen this conversation so many times. Hollywood has not figured out texting in phones where there's no like chat history. It always seems robotic. There's stupid emojis or stupid LOLs. But the dialogue in this movie, especially among the government officials, is not too dissimilar from back in like March or almost a year ago now, when the Signal like chats between the government officials was released. And you see some of those chats between Pete Hegseth and JD Vance. It's not too dissimilar to what War of the Worlds' chat was. So again, it's a very interesting. War of the Worlds is interesting that way, where it's like it's coming to this by accident, but the world is so stupid, and we have complete idiots running our country who text like that, where they're like, fist emoji, we just bombed a country, yeah. It's not that far from what War of the Worlds is. So again, War of the Worlds is not intentionally doing this. It just accidentally captures what it's like to be in this environment in 2025 and 2026.
But the crazy thing about it, Henry, is that this movie was made in 2020.
Exactly. It's just this is how we are now.
That's my crazy thing about it. It's like it predicted how dumb our government is as a whole. Like it knew that already. Granted, back then in 2020, the current president was telling us to put bleach and sunlight into our bodies. So hey,
flashlight up your ass.
Yeah.
All right, bleach, so flashlight up your butt.
So I want to get to some reviews, and we're gonna do this a little bit different ways because we're on Riverside today. But I'm gonna share my screen here, Let's see how we can do this here. See if make this work. Here we go. All right. So here we go. We've got some reviews I pulled from the letterbox. And let's start at the top one here. So the first one is Ice Cube, please. I need this. My mom's kind of homeless. Ice Cube, I'm watching your stream. Why you try not to laugh, bro? That's disrespectful and shit, bro. Stop fucking laughing, bro. Yeah, so he's totally laughing. I think that just points to kind of like the fact that these guys are like Ice Cube's reactions to everything is either like trying not to laugh or just explosive.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of acting is embarrassing if you really think about it. Like, I think of the remake of The Little Mermaid, and I'm trying to think of Javier Bardem. Just the scene where he's like letting the Little Mermaid go, and he is waist deep in water, probably surrounded by a green screen, dressed like a mermaid king, saying like, "I've always loved you, my daughter." It's like, that's embarrassing. Like, that's got to be very hard to take, but you have to take it seriously. You know, poor Cube's just sitting there with a camera and a light ring in his face and going, "Okay, now you're seeing an alien and he's humping a Dell computer. Oh shit!" You know,
he's like, "Oh nah, shit."
Yeah. Yeah, or like when he starts cheering on when like they start attacking the aliens back, he's like, "Yeah, fool, what's up?" And it's like what on earth is happening? And like just some of his facial reactions in this are just like
I mean, look at the fucking poster for the goddamn movie. It's just Cube's facial reaction.
Yeah. It's insane. Also, I forgot to mention, this takes place over 90 minutes of mostly Ice Cube facial reactions. So an alien invasion and response and hacks all happen in 90 minutes. This is supposed to be real time and of just Ice Cube reactions. This is insane.
Yeah. All right, let's get to another review here. Shaking my head to show that I disagree with the aliens deleting my dead wife's Facebook account.
You know, maybe it's time to move on, Cube. Maybe the aliens are helping.
Yeah. I guess so, but it's the funny thing that like that scene happens, and instead of like showing emotion. Yeah, no one can see. Our audience can't see that, John. They can't see you doing that face. But to describe it, John had his mouth aghast and shaking his head. But yeah, like just like you've got Ice Cube overreacting to things, and then when something happens that you should totally have a deeper reaction, he does just shaking his head. I lost my dead wife's stuff. Or like, all those pictures, all those things. Yeah, that would be when, Henry, you do the no. Like, how am I going to listen to her messages to remind me that, of better times when I was less of a shitty human being? But yeah, that's actually a pretty funny one. All right, next up here, Amazon Prime will literally save us from aliens and big government. Thank you, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. And this is a few months after when Jeff was at the inauguration and stuff. So it's just like, it's all just coming together, man. That Amazon to rule the world more than they already did.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was not kidding when I said, like, I'm surprised that there is not a character in this named Jeff.
They should.
Because that would absolutely be what they would do. Yeah.
FBI search warrant.pdf.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to one last review here. So okay, and this one I'm actually gonna pick one that was a good one here. Is this
5-star?
This is the 5 stars. So
okay, this should be good.
5-star with a fucking heart, by the way. Try as you might, you will never have my data. Genuinely, no words for this. The most unintentionally spot-on showcase of the modern psychosis I have ever seen. Conor O'Malley on cinema in universe cinema. That fully means every part of it. maybe the worst thing I've ever seen, and I would watch this at least 10 more times. Every minor detail is just about the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's all computer. Everything's computer.
That's great.
What's more is the deep state hiding
I
from us.
That's a perfect, kind of imperfect encapsulation of what I mean, where it's like it is capturing how we are now. Like it's just kind of how
Everything's computer.
and that's
Everything's computer.
everything's a computer. Like I think that review kind of hits everything I was trying to say, rambling on and on about it. But it is a psychosis movie, like of just 2025 brain.
Oh, it's all computer.
It's that's still one of the great videos.
It's still one of the best ones. I mean, horrible human being,
Horrible.
but he has some zingers every once in a while. You can't help. You wonder like, how did your brain come up with these things? But it has been fun. So Henry, tell me a little bit about some of the things that you do in your writings. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. I am a sports writer by trade. I'm a sports writer down in West Virginia. I work in a local newspaper, but I've covered many film festivals, and I am mostly a freelance writer. But I've been reviewing films for about 6 years now. And War of the Worlds is an interesting movie for me because it is part of a fascination of mine. I'm not particularly fascinated into the Screenlife genre. I've found that most of them are quite boring, quite honestly, even though I appreciate the attempt to catch up to what life is like. But I've written extensively on Jane Schoenbrunn, who made I Saw the TV Glow and We're All Going to the World's Fair, which, like this movie, even though I think those two movies are masterpieces as opposed to this, which I think is trash, it captures something about our existence where life is boring, insane. It usually doesn't make sense. We're losing sight of our own consciousness a little bit as we basically get plugged in more. And that's always been a fascination of mine. And not to tie it into this movie, but that's why I like War of the Worlds just watching it again. It's even though it's so horrible and soulless, it captures something about real life, and it's a fascination of mine I've had in my writing, which you can find at Film Obsessive, Rochester City Mag. I also have my Substack, The Stuff I Watched, which is a very unoriginal title, but I'm still working on trying to think of a new one. But
and you're also a member of a certain
the
critic group, right?
Proud member of the Pittsburgh Film Critics Association, where I will stump for insane movies in our end of year ballots and whatnot.
Pittsburgh Film Critics Association, or PIFCA.
PIFCA.
Yes. And also another movie that kind of adds into this is I put this on the doc in the Pittsburgh Film Critics best of 2025 doc we had. It's Radu Jude's Dracula, which is the 3-hour Romanian Dracula film. It came out.
See that one. I watched the other one. The Luc Besson garbage fest.
Yes, it's a very fascinating movie. It's 3 hours long and features a shitty director from Romania trying to basically create Dracula, but he gets it with the help of AI. So he asked AI to make a bunch of different Draculas, and it touches on, over the 3 hours, a bunch of different kinds of Draculas. It uses an insane amount of AI that is pretty nauseating at times, but is also used to show that, hey, AI, like in War of the Worlds, is this kind of vampire sucker taking all our data or energy. So it's another movie that's in conversation with this, even though, again, those movies I like a lot more and are trying to provoke something, while War of the Worlds is, again, coming to this by accident and just trying to be like, "Ooh, wouldn't this be interesting?" And it's like, no, you don't have any clear sort of vision to
soulless.
To capture what it's like now. But yeah, that's kind of all long-winded to say I like these kinds of movies. I like writing about them. You can find me at Film Obsessive and whatnot.
Awesome. We're gonna put links to that in the show notes. John, what are your final thoughts on War of the fucking Worlds?
It's worse than you thought.
I mean, this is my kind of bad movie, so bad it's good, because the soullessness of this is staggering. And I love anybody that isn't trying to hide behind like, oh no, you got to look at the deeper meanings. Like, no, this is a commercial for Amazon, and they don't care. There's a beauty about that. So yeah, I would say I would actually tell people to watch this, but know what you're getting into. You know, like you're watching a 90-minute commercial, soulless, capitalistic piece of crap that doesn't understand who are good guys and who are bad guys. And yeah, I'm not encouraging anybody to take any type of drug or alcohol, but it would help your watching process. But yeah, it's incredible in its shamelessness.
I would argue that if you're going to watch this movie, you should absolutely take Advil because of the headache you're gonna have.
That's the drug. Yeah, there's the drugs you should
trying to follow this thing.
Yeah,
and not end up with a brain splitting headache. My thoughts really are, this is the worst kind of movie that you can put out there. Lazy, soulless, purely just capitalist garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to say shame on the actors who are in this, because at the end of the day, I also know that majority of the actors in this are probably like, hey, it's 2020, we're not making fucking movies, and I need to pay my bills. Okay? So I throw no shade at them. But I do throw shade at, say, like, the producers, the writers, Universal, Amazon, because they knowingly knew what they were making and they didn't care. Yeah. And you know what? My fear is that people might just look at this as a awesomely bad garbage film and not really understand the deeper levels of how fucked up this movie really is.
Right.
How it is really a kind of disgusting capitalist film. Like it's really bad. More so than I even thought going into this episode. Like I thought, like just like you, John, I'm like, oh yeah, it is just mostly a a terrible film, like of the level of, say, a Neil Breen. But I think, Henry, like, your thoughts on it kind of at least illuminated to me some of the more nefarious things related to it,
right?
That I didn't necessarily think about, unless I'm like, oh, yeah, it really is kind of nakedly capitalist in what it is, and I don't think they care.
No, they don't. Yeah, most of these people do not care. I mean, Ice Cube's interesting as the lead in this. I know we're running out of time, but
don't run out of time. It's a podcast. I can do it.
Fair enough. Ice Cube was in the studio last year with a whole, like, his big scene is him screaming "fuck AI." So, like, he knows to pick projects that are at least, like, interesting or are fun and play on what it's like to be alive right now. And then he's in this. So it's a paycheck job, clearly, for most of the actors in it. They're being given the script. So I don't blame them at all for being in this. It was just a total misfire in terms of what it was trying to do, in terms of being a modern adaptation. It settles into being something much darker and more upsetting of not what the future of film is, because I don't think people are sitting and being inspired by this movie, but it illuminates us to what the world can become and what the world is now. Because that's what movies are, in my mind, is just mirrors and reflections of our world. And that's where I see it's like, man, this is bad, but, like, this is kind of the movie we deserve because we're here at this point now. Not to be super bleak,
it's
but
kind of bleak there.
Yeah.
The movie you deserve is this.
It's worse than you thought. It's worse than you thought. We know you're going to watch it. And yeah, that's all we're going to put into it.
Yeah. Here's a hot bath of sick, you capitalist dogs.
Yeah, kind of. Here's your swap, you pigs. That's basically kind of what it is.
Well, fantastic time to talk about this. Henry, where can people find you at on the internet, and of course, find your work?
You can find me at Film Obsessive, Rochester City Magazine. You can find me at my Substack, The Stuff I Watched. You can follow me on Twitter at Real Henry O'Brien. And on TikTok as well, Henry O'Brien 1. That's, again, I come up with the most creative handles. Yeah, you can follow me there, and I post plenty about films and whatnot, my random assorted thoughts. So
awesome. John, where can they find you at on the internets?
the Facebooks, the Twitters. Well, not Twitters. Or actually, no. I don't
X.
do that anymore.
The everything.
Not the X.
The Facebook, the Instagrams, and over at JDubs Video Nasties over on YouTube. That's the letter J, Dubs apostrophe S, Video Nasties. Go check that out.
There you go. There you go. And of course, if you have loved this episode, please do me a favor and share it. Share it with your friends. Share it with your favorite government official who's spying on you right now. You all got one. Go find yours and share it with him. He might enjoy it. Of course, if you want to, you can follow us at cinemapsychoshow.com/follow. You can follow us on your favorite podcast platform of choice. And of course, if you're watching us here on YouTube, hey, thank you so much for doing that. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, hit the little thumbs up, and let us know down in the comments. Did you see World of Worlds 2025? And if so, do you think that it's a capitalist hellscape of a movie? And did you gouge your eyes out watching it? Let us know. Did you? And what tools did you use to gouge your eyes out? With that said, we will see you next time.
Oh, I need to get on my Amazon account. You know what? Now I'm just going to Wish Temu.